Hello, everybody. Zeff here with ZeffsTrading. Hope you guys are doing well today. April 10th, 2024. What a day. Outside bar, huge volatility, major news events. I don't blame you if you did not trade today, but there was some really good opportunities for price action and some great second entry longs here for today. As far as where price might go, at this point, with 1, 2, 3 outside bars all within 5 days here. I mean, this is just a congestion zone. If we break lower, I'm looking for it to break below the 5184, basically our green band, all the way down to at least 5100, 5150. And if we bounce off here and start going higher, I'm looking to see, can we break past this blue box zone, get past, can we hit 5350, maybe even 5400? We'll see. Other than that, the days have been pretty congested. We don't know, is this thing going to sell off? Is this thing going to go higher? You just don't know which way. But just make sure you have your daily support levels marked out on your intraday chart, because that's important to see if price comes there and if it bounces or not. But other than that, let's jump over to the 2000 tick chart. This is what the 2000 tick chart looks like for today. A lot of candles, which is good. A lot of volatility. It is a trading range day. You can see the outside bar basically came all the way up, all the way down, all within pre-market session. But nonetheless, there's a bunch of trades in here, so let's get started. Okay, as far as the pre-market session around 8:30, I just don't see anything in here that's worth trading. There might be some aggressive trades in here that you could argue, but I didn't mark anything up. Market opens, you just get a consecutive higher highs, goes up, two-legged pullback. Down here, A, B, C. We get a double bottom, trend reverses, nice upward channel. I see the first trade here that we can expect, which is a first entry long, pulls all the way back, second entry long, and it fails once this bar, as you can see, this clear bearish bar closing on its lows, fails. You're looking for a new low as well with this downward move. So a failed second entry long there is a pretty reasonable trade. You might say, well, you're looking for an uptrend with this as well, which you are on a bigger time frame. So this second entry long would have worked as well. You just have to be careful because you're going right into resistance. So maybe do a deep limit order. Nonetheless, you get your low. Then you get a 1, 2, 3 triple test right here. I just don't like the signal bar, so I didn't mark it. If you took that, I wouldn't blame you. It's a very simple triple test, as you can see here. But I just didn't like it, and I didn't think the signal bar is validated for it, so we move on. Get a nice uptrend, you get a break, you get a first entry, second entry, long, no real setups here, very congested, looking for a new move down from this trend line, break new low. We get a move up. As you can see, we are making higher highs overall. But price is still just kind of going right between the EMA, and then this is where it starts holding the 21 EMA around 10.15 and above. Get a nice move up. You just get a first entry, second entry long. There's just not enough room to scalp out here, unless you're going for maybe 1 point, which is reasonable here to maybe see for this second entry. But once it is so far away from the EMA, you have to be very cautious if you have room to scalp. That's mistake a lot of people make. Yes, this is a second entry. First entry long, pulls back, second entry long. But it's so far away from the EMA, just make sure you have room to scalp out. And that's why I didn't mark it. It's not really within our system here. Then you can argue 1, 2, 3 triple test. Again, this is all just very congested to me. Multiple overlapping bars. I don't like seeing this at all. I want something more clear. As you can see, it just gets more noisy across the board here. But it is holding on to 21 EMA. Then we see a nice breakout. New high, first entry long, pulled back. We get a nice double bottom right here, close to the EMA, expecting a new high. You got a second entry long right there, 1 tick above that. Beautiful. You also get a double bottom, almost you could argue for a higher low as this bar as well. So if you saw that, the only problem is you only have a little bit of room to scalp out to the highs. You are expecting a new high, so just be careful with your stop. Watch the price action. Make sure it doesn't turn on you. And go for that higher low as well. Then we get a move up. We get a basically 1, 2, I'll just say a double top here. It turns up. You do get a lower high here. This is lower than the previous bar, which is decent. I think you just got to be careful here because it is such a nice upward trend. A move back to the EMA seems reasonable. You have resistance across the board here. Maybe if you can get in with a limit order and making sure your stop is at least one tick above the lower high, I think that's also reasonable there. You just got to be cautious of it and really know what you're doing and making sure you're counting your moves up. And also, I'm pretty sure this measured move is done. Yep, as this measured move is done, I think that lower high is reasonable. Okay, and then we get this nice downward trend. I just don't see anywhere to really get in here. Yeah, unfortunately, you kind of just missed this whole move, sadly. But if there's no trade, there's no trade. You might argue for like, oh well, Zeff, there's a couple good bearish signal bars here off the key entry point. Yeah, there is, like this one right here. And these are pretty advanced setups. You really got to understand that you're making sure that you're in a downtrend. You're looking for basically higher highs and higher lows setups here. And you're looking for maybe like here, see this one as well. We're at a key entry point. We have 3 matching bars high. You can sell into this. You just have to really know what you're doing, making sure that this trend line is bearish, and you're going with the trend. Anyways, then you get a break, couple legs to a new low here. Double bottoms out. It pulls back, tries to get a couple, gets a nice A, B, C retracement. Pretty decent trade there if you're counting it, which is a first entry, pulls back, second entry short. You might take this trade as well. It does match with this double top. And I'm trying to just do this live so I can show you guys my thought process on how I'm actually marking these things up. Got a comment the other day of what indicator you're using for these arrows, and I'm like, oh, I marked them up manually. So just trying to give you a little example of how I'm doing it here. You can draw your trend line as well, or you could visually see the ABC correction. There's a second entry short there right at 2 key entry points. I think that's also a reasonable setup, but it's aggressive. Gets a move down, makes new lows here, just kind of chops, gets a little noisy. There's a lot of news events here. I don't have them marked out totally, so you just got to be cautious of that. But what we do get here is a nice first entry, pulls back, second entry long, and you get a 1, 2, 3 triple test. Good signal, decent signal bar, I'd say. And that's a low risk trade, and you get a nice move up. And if you leave it at break even, you get a pretty good runner. And then if you just wait a little bit longer after that, you get a nice first entry, pulls back, second entry long, right here at this support as well. You could maybe argue this is a little congested across the board, but you can also clearly see an uptrend being at play here, depending on how you want to draw the channel. But nice first, second entry long. Key entry point, there's plenty of resistance down here, and you're actually in this pocket pivot, which is great as well. Something I'll talk about in future videos. You get a nice move up, and where do we go? Right back to the resistance at the previous day's low. 1, 2, 3. Can you argue for a triple test across the board there? You definitely can. I think that's a reasonable trade. I would like to do it with a limit order, but this thing just starts selling off here. So again, it's a pretty aggressive trade. It's also just basically a repeat pattern of this double top here as well, and this second entry short, and ABC correction. And then we get a first entry long, pulls back, second entry long, and that's a bearish bar closing on us 1/3. That is a failed second entry long, holding below the 21 EMA in a downtrend. Take that trade. And it comes all the way down to our daily support level here at, I want to say, 51.85. Yes, that was the daily support level. That's why it's really important to mark out where the price might go on the daily chart. You get a break, new low, get some congestion, the bulls start going up here, and then you get a first entry, second entry failure. I was hesitant to mark this one because you do get a first entry, second entry short, and I think that might have trapped a few people, but you are only looking for an uptrend here. A reversal is an advanced trade here, so I'm not going to mark it, but it's something to note here. You basically get confirmed when you get this nice bullish outside bar closing on its high. You might argue a 1 tick above that bar for a quick scalp back up to the midline. Yeah, you might take that trade. Let's wait for something a little better, though. We come up this bull trend, break. You get a 1. You could maybe argue across the board here as a triple test. 1, 2, 3. I saw this trade This is a great triple test across the board. It's a little congested, so you just got to really make sure you know what you're doing here. But luckily, this thing has plenty of room to the EMA. Right back to the previous day's low, pauses, and the sell-off continues. Nice downward move here. You get a first entry long, pulls back, second entry long. Nothing too crazy, but you can't take any of this. Your trend line's intact here. Break, couple legs to a new low. As you can see, the trend channels were very respected for today. And then you start getting your higher lows. And this was a pretty reasonable trade here I saw a first entry, pulls back, second entry long, and you're like, well, this is a little congested. You're absolutely right. Let's wait for something else. Higher low to confirm the setup. Beautiful. First entry, second entry long, higher low, confirms the setup. And we get a move to a new high. Great trade right there. You get a higher low, confirming that the bears have run out. You already have your break and new low as well. Very reasonable trade here. Good, strong, bullish signal bar. And then also, if you reset the count, you get a first entry, pulls back, second entry, short, failure. Right there. This leads to an amazing trade right here. And then it also leads to an outside bar closing on its high to confirm basically a higher low of the failed second entry. So basically, this was just giving you signals, hey, this thing's about to take off. Really good setup here. You just got to really know what you're doing, watching the price action, making sure your counts are correct. Awesome trading right there. This was also right before FOMC at, 2 o'clock here. Is pretty sure, 14, so 2 o'clock. So you just got to be a little careful of that, making sure you know you are trading in an FOMC. You have 10 minutes left. Just got to be cautious of that. Going to move up. FOMC talks. 5 minutes later, kind of cools down. Then you get a nice first entry, pulls back. You get a second entry long here. It's not the best signal bar, but I think with this move here, I think it's reasonable to expect at least a move back up to the resistance, and you have plenty of room up, which you get. So I think that's not a horrible bar. I am going to mark that black because it is aggressive, because that's not the best signal bar, and you are below the 21 EMA. So we'll leave that as that. But we're at the midline as well, so you could also argue a double bottom. Then what you get here is you get a first entry, pulls up, and second entry short, where right at the key entry point, where previous day's low, You get a 1-2 double top across the board and a first entry. So first entry, pulls back, second entry short, right at the key entry point. Exactly what we're looking for. I hope me doing this helps, if you have made it this long into the video. I hope me showing you what my thought process is and how I'm marking this helps. I know I usually don't do that, and let me know if you guys like that. So clearly, first entry, pulls back, second entry short, key entry point, double top. Nice sell-off here. Back to the midline, comes down, trend line's intact, and then you get a first entry long, pulls back all the way, second entry long. I think with a major move correction like this, and you're below previous swing supports, I think a reasonable to look for a move back up to the 21 EMA for a quick scalp if you do a limit order. Just be careful of your risk parameters. But then if you do get that, which is good, you get a nice first entry, pulls back, second entry short, right at 1, 2, 3 for the data point sets for the trend channel, and the 21 EMA as a key entry point, and our trend channel as a key entry point. So that's a beautiful textbook second entry short there. That's all you need for the day if you're very patient, only looking for second entry shorts. Wonderful trade right there. And we just move. We break this trend channel, trying to make a move up, sell off, get another one. And then I saw this lower high here. I think this is pretty aggressive. It's not exactly where I would like it. But I think context-wise it's pretty good. And it's closing on its 1/3. Very bearish bar. Rejected off 21 EMA. You don't have tons of room to the lows, but you are expecting a new low of the trend channel itself. So I think that's an aggressive trade on a lower high, but I still think that's pretty reasonable. I'm actually going to mark this one red. Very good context base for a lower high there. Break, new low. Get a first entry, second entry long. Outside bar closing on its high, and then you get a first entry, second entry short. It fails, one tick above this bar. Unfortunately, I actually missed this trade, which is okay. It happens so fast. This big bullish bar rips up. higher, and I just couldn't get filled. So yeah, first entry, second entry short, failure. Now, you have to put your stop one tick below our signal bar here, so it's a little more than 2 points. So that's why it's pretty important if you could try to get a limit order in. But nonetheless, it ticks up. It tries to trap some people, but never goes below our signal bar, never goes below our stop, which is why we have it where we have it, and shoots up. Then you get a beautiful first entry, pulls back, second entry long, right at a key entry point, 21 EMA. You're expecting a new high. Doesn't get any better than that. Second entry long. Breaks, new high. Then you have this basically spike in channel. And just because you get a break and new high doesn't mean the trend is completely over yet. You get another first entry, pulls back, second entry long, right off the key entry point. Beautiful move there. Then we get a new high. We hit to the top of 52.15. Sell off. Break, new low, and I see a beautiful 1, 2, 3 triple test, and I see a first entry, second entry long. Again, you got to make sure you're reading this correctly and counting the trends and the breaks and new lows, but there was so much opportunity today. It was great to see. Gonna move up, break, you get a lower high here, horrible signal bar, comes down, count, first entry long, pulls back, second entry long. And also 1, 2, 3, triple test. These are where I took my trades for today. So the first one is going to be here. Let's see. So yeah, this one I had a first entry, pulls back, second entry long. And it was super annoying because price was moving so fast. My automated system got me in. It ticked it, then it came back, and when it tried to go to break even for the runner, it stopped me out. So this is a +3 tick, I'm pretty sure. Entry was 909, entry 902. Sometimes the automated strategy system messes up. I really don't like it. I've been thinking of switching to just moving my stop and runner to manual, which I might do just because this is an occurring problem. And yeah, this is 3 ticks on that. And then this one worked out a lot better for my automated strategy. I'll talk about that in a video later on. I think I might do this manually. I mean, basically what happens is, so when you have it and you do a stop order and it goes up to your profit target, but it doesn't go through the profit target and price comes back, it moves your stop to break even. And so you're like, wait, no, it didn't trigger. It needs to tick through the actual 4 tick or 8 tick profit target in order for it to move up correctly. And it's like a bug. I've been meaning to contact NinjaTrader's customer support about it. And you can fix it by just doing it manually and not using the automated strategy, which I probably have to do. Nonetheless, sorry for that little rant, but it just keeps happening, and I'm surprised they haven't fixed it. And so then we had a first entry, pulls back, second entry long, beautiful textbook second entry long here. And that's when I drop a limit order at 52.08. Trading my 5 contracts with 1 runner, I get my 2 points and comes back down and stops me out for my break even on my runner, which is okay. And then I saw this after the fact, and I already took 2 trades, and I basically counted this as a winning trade, so I just stopped trading for the day. I took my wins. It's basically at the end of the day. I saw price action look reasonable and respectable, and where I wanted it, clear. First entry, second entry long, key entry point. But this triple test here, if you had the discipline to see it after even taking a winning trade as well, can't let fear control that. Try to do a deep limit order right back at a key entry point like this previous low of day, or just a few ticks back, so your stop can at least get down below where you need it to be. This triple test, very nice, goes up back to our trading range here as I marked out. And it goes a little higher. You get a break, new high of that whole entire trend channel depending on how you drew it. Oops. I saw it like that, but I think you also could have argued for something like that, break, new high. And then this leads into where the market closes. I was already pushing it at 1550, but I think this was just such a textbook second entry long. You got to take that. Other than that, that's how I saw it for today. Wow, 20-minute video. Okay, not usual for Zeff, but there was just so much to go over. Hope you guys enjoyed this chart review. If you're interested, please check out my website below. and access to the Discord. And I will see you guys next time.